What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. This is going to be kind of an interesting video subject. Now, before I start this, I will say I do not have too much experience, if any at all, with semi-auto shotguns. I will point that out right now. You're not going to, I'm not sitting here acting like I'm a fucking expert on it. However, I have watched a good amount of videos, done a good amount of research. And while I may not be the end all be all of it, I can at least be the starting of it. Why not? Let's start some shit. So let's get into it. Y'all read the title, y'all saw the thumbnail. Semi-auto shotguns, are they good for self-defense? Oh God, here we go again with this thing. There we are. So that's kind of an iffy question, and here's why. Semi-auto shotguns, of course, is different than pump shotguns, just in the sense of how it is actioned. With a semi-auto, there is no pumping. You don't need to worry about that. It will automatically load the round into the chamber, just like it would for a semi-auto handgun or a semi-auto rifle. You don't have to worry about pumping it. So that does, that is beneficial in that sense. And of course, I'm going to run through at least as many applicable self-defense situations as possible, because people aren't exactly concealed carrying fucking Benelli M4s. If they are, Jesus Christ, impressive. But beyond that, back to what I was saying, it's it's an iffy subject, because with some auto shotguns, you have to worry about different types of loads, making sure you have the round that has a good amount of power to it, so that way it can actually action properly. There's a couple of things to it. So if you're dealing with some lower pressured birdshot, it might malfunction. If you're dealing with, if for some reason, if you're shooting these little half shells, it's probably going to malfunction. So you have to worry about what kind of ammo you're feeding into it. Whereas with a pump shotgun, you really don't. You're the one who's actioning the shotgun itself. So what do you have to worry about? You see what I mean? So I just want to point that out and get that out of the way, because that does make kind of a difference based off what your preferential ammo use would be for, in this case, a self-defense semi-auto shotgun. Now, and it's funny, I hear that, because some of y'all love to sit here and argue with me. A lot of y'all, actually. If you guys check out any videos on my opinions on anything shotgun related, where I talk about what ammo I use for self-defense in my shotgun, everybody loves commenting, saying shit like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's using buckshot. He's telling people to use slugs. You must want it to go through their walls. All this other shit. Well, here's the truth of the matter here. In a semi-auto shotgun, some of your little birdshot ammo that you have is not going to function. Hate to break it to you. It's just not going to function. Why? It doesn't have enough power needed. Now, once again, that's not all. That is some. There are some underpowered rounds out there. That's just how it works. I'm not even talking about calibers. We're talking about just how the rounds themselves are loaded. It can be a little under pressured. That's fine. That's fine. But just remember that. Just remember that you don't want to sit here and use your shitty little cheap birdshot that you get from Walmart, 100 rounds, $20. You don't want to do that. You don't want to sit there and, no, you don't want to, because in a semi-auto shotgun, you want something that has a good amount, of force to it, so that way your shit can actually function properly. You're not dealing with a malfunction. Now, let's get right into it. We're going to start with home defense. Semi-auto shotguns, of course, once again, as I said before, based off what kind of ammo you were using, can be extremely reliable or unreliable. It just depends. Now, if you're like me and you actually care about stopping the threat, you use buckshot or slugs or something that has, a good amount of pressure to it. So you're not really too concerned with malfunctions when it comes to actioning itself, or at least action. You guys get my point. My whole point is simply that if you use the right kind of ammunition, sorry, it's been one of those days, it can be extremely reliable and very useful in a self-defense situation. A majority of semi-auto shotguns, you're at least getting 5+1 as a capacity, which is pretty standard for a shotgun. Now, remember, I'm not a big fan of that capacity. However, if you're using a round like 12 gauge and you're using something like buckshot or slugs, something that has enough power to it, the power kind of makes up for the lack of capacity there. So overall, I'll give it, really, it's kind of funny you say it. It's just really based off what kind of ammo usage you have. It's just based what kind of ammo you're using. That's really all it is. If you get a super cheap, semi-auto shotgun, expect super cheap results, of course. Same with any gun. That's just how it works. Depends on what kind of ammo you're using, but semi-auto shotguns as a whole are not bad for self-defense by any standard. So I would honestly give it solid 8 out of 10. In all reality, it's while it wouldn't be something that I would go out of my way to use for self-defense, simply because of the fact that I like making sure with a pump action shotgun that I'm the one who's making sure, okay, yeah, these rounds are getting ejected and a new round is getting put in properly. Everything is working. It's just a preferential thing for me. That's just me though. Who knows? I might change over time as I get, more experience with semi-auto shotguns. But for home defense, they get a solid 8 out of 10. There's no doubt about it. Now, we're going to move on because, as I said before, concealed carry isn't really an applicable situation here. Really, if you're concealed carrying a semi-auto shotgun, I'm very impressed. I really am, honestly. What kind of clothing would you wear to do that? A fucking trench coat? Like, you see what I mean? But anyway, getting off topic, we're going to move on to Shit Hits the Fan. Shit Hits the Fan is where, in my opinion, it starts to become a bit more of a, stickier situation for semi-auto shotguns, because in Shit Hits the Fan, you're not necessarily going to the stores, being able to choose what kind of ammo you get. It's really a matter of you get what you can take. You know what I mean? So you might be forced to deal with some underpowered rounds. If you train enough, of course, that really won't be too much of an obstacle for you, as you'll know how to clear the malfunctions. But if you don't, you can see where it can be a little bit of a problem here. You guys get what I'm getting at here? And Shit Hits the Fan, it's not your choice what ammo you get. You're not going to the gun store, talking to the guy behind the counter. Oh yeah, I want some double out buck right here. Let me get some of these slugs. Well, you know what? Yeah, let me get some birdshot too for fun. Fuck it, why not? It's okay. There's a couple of mini shells here, a couple of birdshot, and one buckshot. Grab it all, take it all. That's what Shit Hits the Fan. That's really how it's gonna work. So they really might not be the best in that sense, due to the fact that it can affect the reliability based off the ammo availability. Really, that right there makes it not the greatest. Now, if we're talking about the platform as a whole, and if you have a good amount of ammo, then we're not really talking about anything different than what I was saying for a home defense situation, whereas it can be pretty effective. But most people don't have enough ammo to last them a lifetime. Let's just be real, especially in a Shit Hits the Fan situation, most people don't have enough ammo to last them a lifetime. That's just how it is. Now, with that being said, are they useless? No. Another con to them, though, is simply due to the fact that because semi-auto shotguns are, one, a tiny bit newer technology than, for example, pump shotguns, the parts might not be as easily accessible or as readily available in a situation during Shit Hits the Fan. And that's just how it is. You might not be able to get a replacement part if something fucks up, is the whole point. And then at that point, once one part fucks up, you're dealing, how critical the part is, that's a varying situation here. If your firing pin fucking breaks, the gun's useless basically. You can smash shit with it until you get a new firing pin. Who knows if you do. You see what I mean? But the whole point I'm getting at, that really goes for any gun, but that's just the first thing that came off to my head. The whole point is simply that getting replacement parts is going to be much more difficult than it already will be, due to the fact that pump shotguns really are the most commonly available shotguns out there and the most popular shotguns out there. So I think for Shit Hits the Fan, or SHTF, in those situations, I'd probably have to give it, 6.5. The reason why I'm saying that is simply due to the just the lack of ammo availability, the lack of parts availability, you're eventually going to run into some pretty major issues, whether it be reliability issues, parts breaking, parts wearing down. It's something I would much rather avoid if at all possible. That's just me personally. Next and last but not least, animal defense. Now, if you guys know me, if you guys seen any videos on me talking about shotguns of any form or shotgun ammo of any kind, you guys know that shotguns, in my opinion, they're pretty fucking solid for defending yourself from an animal. There's not too many animals that, a 12 gauge slug can't drop. There are some, sure, but there aren't a ton that you would come across that a 12 gauge slug couldn't drop. Let's just be honest here. That's just the truth of the matter. I mean, it's like, for reference, guys, if you guys have never seen how big a buck is, fucking massive compared to us. All right. We literally have a round named after hunting them. Buckshot. I'm just saying, guys, that in an animal defense situation, small, medium, and a good bit of large animals that you would run across, a semi-auto shotgun would not be a bad option by any standard. It really wouldn't, especially if you have the right ammo in there. As I said before, you're not worrying about a reliability issue. You're not really worrying about anything other than it going boom when you pull the trigger. That's it. That's really that's one of the great things about shotguns is that in an animal defense situation, they're pretty much always going to get a decently high rating from me, just due to the power that they get, just due to the power that the rounds themselves have in that barrel length. It's over with. It's over with. You'll do just fine defending yourself against a good amount of animals with a semi-auto shotgun, as long as you have the right ammo in it. That goes for every situation, though. That goes for every situation, for all kinds of shotguns. That is a majority of the time, you'll be fine with the right kind of ammo. That's just it. That's just it. Now, with that being said, what would I give this one? I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. So in total, we're looking at 22.5 out of 30. What does that break down to? That is like 7 and change, 7.5, I think. So not too bad, you know what I mean? 7.5 out of 10. That's not too damn bad myself. I'll say that. We've seen a lot worse ratings on this channel. We've seen a lot worse. And 7.5 out of 10, that really ain't too bad. Now, with that being said, I don't want to sit here and keep going in circles. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And because you agree with me, semi-auto shotguns, they're a pretty damn cool platform. They're pretty fucking dope. As long as you just have the right amount, or not right amount, Jesus Christ, guys. Sorry, it's been a long day. As long as you have the right type of ammo, the ammo with the right amount of pressure to it to make sure that everything's action and working properly, you agree with me? Go and make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.